Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is Game God Fluent, bringing you episode 2 of Let's Play Loren, the Amazon Princess. Hope you guys are doing well. Just hitting my water bottle here. Okay, so we left off right in mid-sentence, and we just met Draco here, so let's get right into it. Identify yourself now. Your Highness, he just said. I'm surprised you haven't heard of me. I am the all-powerful, famous master fire magician. He suddenly waved his fingers in front of him and created a brief fireball. He made a sound effect to accompany it and laughed. But his laughter was cut short when Loren kicked him straight in the chest and hurled him back towards the ground. Ah, it was just a demonstration. I mean no harm, honestly. Your Grace, I believe he won't hurt us. Loren slowly pulled her sword away from Draco's throat and stood straight. You're right, because he is too incompetent to do any damage. Incompetent? That's not fair. I'm actually really good with magic. All kinds, but fire is my favorite. My last name is Firestarter, after all. Oh, then how did you get captured so easily by a small group of little goblins, if you're so powerful? It was a different group, a bigger group. Goblins as tall as trees. Yes, trees. Saren sighed, knowing that there was no such things. That's a very convenient excuse. It was. They were accompanied by a very powerful goblin shaman. I couldn't hold out against them all on my own, and the shaman was as big as... Enough of your excuses. You're wasting the princess's time. A princess? I had no idea that I was in such great company. Draco took some uncomfortable steps towards Loren, so Saren had to block him, pushing him back. Alright, I understand. The princess is off limits. The half-elf's eyes locked with his for a brief moment. He smirked, taking Saren off guard. Let your guard down. You let your guard down no matter how tall the goblin. That's unacceptable. I'm more useful than you may think, lady. Perhaps you'd be interested in my services. I wouldn't charge much. No, we are not interested. Draco looked disappointed at her blunt response. Not even if I throw in an especially beautiful lady discount? Loren ignored him and walked away. It's your loss then. Bye, I suppose. They walked away from the disappointed magician. Saren spoke quietly to Loren once they were out of earshot. I'm sure that won't be the last time we see that man. Unfortunately. Alright, so let's go ahead and camp. In this screen you can talk with your party members. The available dialogue options change based on the main plot. Talking is completely optional but can unlock romance options or extra quests. Separate screens. All in one screen. Available character quests. Please note that the quests have very tough battles. Don't try them unless you're well prepared equipped. You have no quests. Characters will start to approach you with personal quests later in the game. Wow, lots of romance stuff. Quests. Alright. Saren approached Loren tentatively. She looked deep in thought, and it was probably dangerous to disturb her. Nevertheless, he spoke up. Your Highness? Fortunately, Loren gave him a slight nod of acknowledgement, but nothing more. Forgive me for asking, but I do not know much of the situation. Perhaps if you told me more, I could assist you better. What more is there to know? My mother is missing. Yes, but what was the Queen doing to have gone missing? When was the last time you saw her? Loren raised her chin while her eyes blinked rapidly. I can't tell you much of anything. I wish I could, but I can't. My mother was an immensely private person. But you are asking for the facts, and the facts are that Mother... The Queen was not in her bedchamber one morning, and we have not seen her since. And the scouts? Were you not there? They could not find her. Even though they could track a sparrow through a forest, they could not find their own queen. Loren looked away. Saren was uneasy in the ensuing silence. But we will succeed where the scouts have failed. Absolutely. The conviction brought hope to her. She uttered a sigh. I already knew that. Yes, Your Grace. Probably nothing else to talk about. Oh, mistress, what can you tell me of the Citadel? Being the princess, you must hold much more knowledge of it than I. Loren crossed her arms. Of course I do. The Citadel was built stone by stone by the Great Mothers. We were once able to defend our land without it, but fools keep testing the strength of the Amazons, and so our walls were built. In our fortress, we are invincible. The walls of the Citadel are impenetrable and always well defended. It's held off invasions by every ragtag banner known. You would think some militants would learn to avoid us, but the stability of our mighty home will likely continue to be tested. Such is the way of the world. I sometimes wonder why Mother doesn't send the scouts upon all other empires and conquer them all. Joking. Probably because that would be a very bad idea. That shows what you know. Put aside the plausibility and ethical complications, you'd probably just end up wiping out the Amazons rather than conquering Erevorn. Those words could be considered treason. What? Why? It's just the facts. Amazons are just a small population in a big world. That means nothing. Well, yes, I hope for my own sake that the Amazons win, but I wouldn't bet money on it. That's all. You are dismissed. Saren smiled at her, but she did not smile back. See if there's more. Your Majesty, if I may ask, now that we are traveling together, I would like to know what you expect of me. What kind of question is this? Everything I need you for. That is what a servant is for. I see. I am still your princess, even though I have left the Citadel. Yes, I was not doubting that at all, ma'am. It's only that I am not used to this type of servitude. I've already told you that your bed tricks are useless to me. Yes, I know. I was hoping you could tell me how best to serve you. I do not have the will or mind to teach you your job. If I say something, do it. All of my slaves stood 5 paces away from me at all times, and they did not look me in the eyes. Saren immediately averted his eyes and took several steps away. Loren evaluated him. No, that looks odd when there is only one of you. You may stand closer. Oh. Saren shuffled back. Behind me when I am not addressing you. Ah. Yes, thank you, mistress. It was a small victory for him to be allowed more intimacy with Loren. Perhaps when they came to know each other more, Saren could stand with respect next to her. Is there more? We should break camp soon. There's much to be done. Okay, good. No romance. No personal quests. We didn't pick up any loot or anything from that battle. Alright, let's go ahead and save in slot 2. And continue. Let's head to Grimoire. Reward 100 XP, quest completed. 2 level ups. Do I click them now? Oh, I do. Interesting. We've got Warrior. She's got... Oh, she can get any of these. Dual wield. Offhand weapons inflict 50% damage, normal 25%. To dual wield 2. Rally 1. Wait, does she already have dual wield? You don't meet the requirements to learn this skill or you already know it. Oh, okay. She already knows it. Rally 1, active, 15 SP, 4 time needed, range all, target all. Incites all party members, giving a 10% attack bonus for 3 turns. Reduces by 1 turn the paralyzed, weakened, scared, and confused conditions. Knockdown, 20 SP. Single target, knocks an enemy down, dealing 125% normal attack damage and with a 40% chance to confuse him. No Mercy 1. Target needs to be... I don't know. Hit enemy for critical hit with a 40% chance of weakening target. If an enemy has under 50% HP and is not a boss, has a 15% chance of instantly killing him. And then we can get a passive, increase character's maximum hit points by 15%. Taunt, increase all enemies' hate toward the warrior by 50 points so they're more likely to target them. Power attack, increase damage by 15% but reduces speed by 10% for 3 turns. Wait, Let's go ahead and load this game. Did we do everything? Yeah, okay. Let's leave. Head to Grimoire. Alright. We don't have to level up. Yeah, we do have to level up right now. Okay, I was going to save it like I usually do, but skill. Will. I would probably get. See, I don't know what other party members we're gonna have yet, and I can't finish. Let's see. Strength plus skill and a half, so 15 plus 5, 20 is her attack power. How many hit points character get? 5 HP every point of strength. And the stagger threshold, how much damage the character can sustain before becoming staggered. Let's go 1 point. How much damage they do with their skills and attacks, both melee and ranged. Oh, that's for thieves. For every class, skill influences greatly the character's speed and defense values and slightly the magic value. For every class, will influences how many stamina spell points characters get each level up. Magic value and defense value. The magic value measures the character's general resistance to magic attacks. Should probably get a point of that, actually. And as for skills, they're also good. Paralyzed, weakened, scared, and confused conditions. It's already at 50%. Maybe we should just go dual wield 2. And then warrior again. Power attack. Power attack 2. Push. Pushes a staggered enemy to the back row. If there's someone behind, they swap positions and 40% chance to cause scared. Stun. Greater increase of enemy stagger value. 40% chance of inflicting confusion. That's pretty cool. We'd have to get toughness 1. Increases max HP by 15%. I'm probably going to go with the safe bet right now, dual wield 2. And finished. And level up for me. We've got thieves, we've got flaming torch. Critically hits a single weakened, scared, slowed, or confused target with 130% damage and 40% chance of causing a burning condition for 3 turns. So let's see, weakened is the first one with the hand off the sword. Like it looks like a frail hand. Scared is the second one. Slowed is the third one. Their boots are in muck or something, in mud. And then confused, okay. Poison Dagger critically hits a single weakened, scared, slowed, or confused target with 130% damage and 40% chance of causing poison for 3 turns. Ice Flask does the same, except 40% chance of causing frozen condition. Backstab, same idea, causing shattered condition, and Choke, causing tired condition. Then in Hero, we've got Restore 1. Resurrects a knocked out character and restores 25% of total HP. That's interesting that that's a first level skill. Life 1, I guess we have that. Restores 25% of targeted allies' HP, but at least 50 are restored. Yeah, we do have Life 1. Energy 1 restores 25% of targeted allies' stamina spell points. Skill has a long delay. Ward 1. Increase single target's elemental resist for 3 turns, and Neutralise. Removes 3 turns of any negative condition from ally. I'm probably going to get Neutralise. Actually, we should go ahead and get Restore 1. So we can actually bring allies or bring Loren or whoever else back to life if need be. Or back to consciousness. Let's get a point of skill. Let's get a point of will and a point of skill. Alright, cool. And she's very close to another level. They arrived in Grimoire. Saren was able to get them past the gate guard without any trouble. Just a warning to keep all weapons away. The open market in the town square was bustling with activity, and we have no money. So, this is all the human empire can show for their capital. Let's go joking again. Oof, it smells just as charming too. The sooner we find my mother, the sooner we may wash this stench from us. Come, we need to find out what these settlers know. Loren wants to search all over Grimoire for clues, and Saren will have a chance to react at each location. This is the time to build your character's personality. Every time you select a choice between joking, friendly, or forceful answers, you influence Saren's attitude. To end your search, go to the tavern. We should search the marketplace. They walked through the stalls of the market. Loren flinched and recoiled at everyone that was hurrying past her. Her patience disappeared. She stomped her foot and shouted at the top of her lungs. Enough! I am Loren of the Amazons. I am on search for my mother. The whole of the marketplace turned to gawk at her. Then they continued with what they were doing, completely uninterested. Loren was stunned, having never been ignored in her life. Saren was worried that she would take it personally and become angry, so he swooped in to disrupt her thoughts. Let us ask one of the vendors personally. Maybe they have seen our queen. Loren's lips pressed tightly together as she reluctantly walked up to a fruit stall. I am Princess Loren, my mother, the queen of the Amazons. Fresh apples, apples. Good fruit for you. The salesman picked up a bright red fruit that neither of them had seen before and shoved it into Loren's hand. Her eyes went large from being handled like a commoner. 1 apple or 2 apples? Loren, however, was too offended to respond. 2 apples. 2 apples for the big woman. 2 apples, 6 gold. Friendly? No apples. We are not purchasing anything. We're sorry. Loren dropped the apple without care for it. We're leaving. Yes, ma'am. The princess would not subject herself to the horror of the marketplace again. Combat arena? Loren wished to appeal to the strongest people of the city, and the grand arena in the heart of Grimoire attracted her immediately. So this is their training grounds. It is odd-looking, almost like a temple. Looks as if it's suited to seat an audience, perhaps for approving. We should be able to find their most influential people here. Saren hoped this would be true, but not every culture revered warriors like the Amazons. Loren walked straight into the open pit without trouble, looking very much like she belonged there. Gladiators were training loudly before them, and a few spectators were seated in the stands. Where are all the women? Are you a new recruit? I wasn't told about you. A grizzled old man eyed Loren up and down, making her uncomfortable. Behind him was a large gladiator resting against his sword. Bring me your mightiest warrior. The gladiator raised his chin. You're looking at him. Why? Well, we need a favor in the search for my mistress's mother. The War Master and the gladiator both turned to see Saren for the first time. Now that's more like it. You must be the new recruit. You'll fit right in here. Joking. For some reason, I doubt that. You've already outfitted, yes. Whose banner do you fight under? There's men from Lothark and Horus here, too. In fact, this man here... Loren growled and stepped in front of Saren possessively. He is not for sale. Sale? We're done here. Loren whipped away from the man and Saren rushed after her. This is a comedy. The Empire's warriors were not at all what they had hoped. 'Let's go to the guard post? They opted to ask officials rather than the public. When they walked up to the guard post, the soldiers' chatter was quickly silenced. Loren merely stood, her legs spread and her arms crossed, and not a man was taller than her. No one spoke for a very long moment. Friendly? We're sorry to intrude, but we have an important inquiry. Who are you and why are you here? I am Princess Loren of the Amazons. My mother is the Queen of the Amazons. You're a princess? My mother has gone missing and she is believed to have traveled through your lands. The Amazons really exist? I thought my parents made them up to scare me. Have you seen my mother? Tell me where she is. So there really is a group of women in the mountains that enslave men. Is this man your slave? All of the guards went deadly serious, their looks turning heated. I am not ashamed of my culture. So it's true. The guards broke out in insults, demanding they get out of their sight and that they were not welcome in Grimoire. Saren pleaded with Loren not to kill them so that they would not earn the ire of the Empire, or else they would never find her mother. Their search was not going well. Let's go ahead and search the castle. The highest place of authority was naturally the next step in their search. They walked right up the castle and were able to step inside the Grand Hall, which was open to the public. They were not allowed any further, however. A group of guards and a royal vassal were blocking the entrance to the inner cloister. Many peasants were already pleading with the vassal to gain entry. Please, my family is starving. You must let me in. The council is in session and will hear no one. Be gone. Loren pushed past everyone with ease and stood at the front of the mob. The vassal took a step back just to take her in. The guards went tense from how threatening she looked. I am Loren of the Amazons. I have come to speak with your queen. Queen? What queen? The Empire has no queen. Loren closed her eyes briefly as if it pained her. Then your king. Are you joking? We have a council that governs the Empire, not a king or queen. Then tell your council that I seek an audience with her. Ma'am. The vassal laughed at Loren, instantly enraging her. Her jaw clenched, but she restrained herself. Can I save here? I want to go forceful once, just to... Or, not forceful. Friendly. This is the Amazon princess, sir. Isn't there some protocol for royalty? Right, she's a princess and I'm a forest nymph. You're the 6th princess who's tried to get inside today, lady. I will not ask you again. Tell your council that Loren of the Amazons demands an audience. The guards raised their weapon, ready to eject Loren from the present premises. Mistress, let's not get thrown out of the city, or worse, in jail. You will not get away with this. When my mother is restored to the throne, she will punish you. The vassal did not seem to worry, though. Saren knew that he definitely should be. Tavern. Their search for information was more difficult than they had anticipated. Their investigation had only brought them trouble and suspicion among the locals. Worse, Loren was not earning any favor for being an Amazon princess. She confided in Saren that if her title was not to be honored, then she would refrain from invoking it. She was willing to put her pride aside for the sake of her mother. By the time they reached a tavern, the sun was starting to set. Fearful of getting the same treatment that she had received everywhere else, Loren held back and waited for Saren to turn to her. It is late, and we have learned nothing new. What do we do now? Saren was surprised at first, not understanding why royalty would ask a mere servant for advice. Then he remembered that it was the first time that Loren had been outside of the Amazon Citadel. Now let me try forceful. To be more serious. Why do you want to know my opinion? Why wouldn't I ask the opinion of the person I'm traveling with? I'm only a servant. Change your attitude or I'll kill you and find a more suitable traveling partner. Yeah, I don't really like that response. That's not what I was expecting. Friendly. We should rent a room from the owner of this tavern and inn. We will make more progress tomorrow. Is it really safe for us to do that in a place like this? I'll guard you vigilantly tonight, Your Highness. Everything will be fine. Very well. That sounds like a good idea. Saren looked surprised, but nodded in agreement as he led the way up to the man behind the bar. Loren walked over to the counter with a confident stride. Give me a room. The bartender ignored her and continued what he was doing. Did he not hear me? Maybe not. You, give me one of your rooms. Loren raised her voice when she spoke, but the owner still ignored her. Acknowledge my presence, you uneducated lout. Let me try, Your Highness. Sir, may we please rent one of your rooms for tonight? Nothing. These humans are animals. The bartender scoffed. Loren's patience was gone. She reached across the bar and grabbed the owner by his tunic, yanking him clear off the ground. In the Citadel! Guards! Guards! Some guards who were standing in the corner hurried forward to apprehend them. Draco suddenly appeared out of the crowd and hurried to the side of Loren and Saren. Be gone, weakling! No need to thank me. The half-elf magician whipped up a bright hot wall of fire, sending everyone further into panic. The fire did not burn anything, but it was too hot, keeping the guards at bay. You followed us. Of course I did. Loren drew her swords. I spared your life once. Don't get in my way again. Don't kill anyone. We don't want trouble with the Empire. Yeah, that's what he said. I'm too handsome to die. Loren growled and ran right through the wall of fire. Draco and Saren could only hear her fight off the guards. Huh, she shouldn't be able to do that. Saren shook his head and ran through the fire as well to help his mistress. Draco chuckled at how little his magic daunted these two travelers. Not like most folk, are you? Draco will now fight on your side. He is a mage and has a very useful AoE, area of effect spells. The guards are resistant to normal physical damage but weak against fire. Use Draco's fireball wisely. Okay, we'll go ahead and put him here. And maybe put you in the middle. Okay, here we go. It's my turn. We've got guard A, guard B, guard C. Let's go ahead and aim shot. You can... Wait, where's her skills? Oh, she doesn't have any skills yet, right. Let's go ahead and attack. Draco. Fireball 1. Magic Bolt. The Magic Bolt attack is the base attack of mages, inflicts damage based on the magic attribute of the caster. We didn't do 9 to 10. Fireball does big damage. Hits target with fire damage for 300% of caster's base attack and has a 10% chance of causing burn condition for 3 turns. The enemies on the sides take 50% of damage. Sure. Okay, that one's dead. Let's attack that one. Go ahead and throw a fireball again. Go ahead and end that one. Okay, she's paralyzed. Target's unable to perform any action except defending or using items from the inventory. She's staggered. And Draco's staggered. Oops. She can't do much of anything. Defend. The character takes a defensive stance, increasing the defense value until the next move. It also reduces the recover time from staggered condition by half and removes 1 turn of any negative effect condition. Sure. Defend. Draco. Ooh, no more fireball, huh? Wait, not a potion on him. Let's see what we've got. Medium vitality. Medium healing. But let's take a potion of minor vitality. Okay, he's back up to 46. For you, we'll shoot you. And then go ahead and use a fireball. Boom. You won. Level up again for her. Party loot, 56 gold. Draco's level 1. She goes to level 3. Oh, no skill points this level, right? Okay. Strength, skill, strength. Very good. I'm close to level 3, and Draco's 70 away. Loren kicked the last guard, sending him to the floor where the rest of the guards were groaning in pain. The fight and the fire died down, and an empty tavern was all that was left. Loren wiped the blood from her face and stalked back over to the bartender. Where were we? Begone, you filth! I'll only call more guards! Before Loren could respond, a bag of gold suddenly dropped onto the bar top in front of them. Everyone looked over to see a stout girl sitting at the bar with her hand on her hip. Oh, just give the silly people their room, Gunther. Stick to your own business, little girl. Little girl! Little girl! She stood straight up on the bar and stomped over to the party, kicking mugs and plates off the top as she did. Her small stature told them immediately that she was a female dwarf, not a young woman. You take that back, or I'll be taking my bag of gold back. Everyone stared at her. Even at her size, she looked deadly and dangerous. And if she had bags of gold to throw away, she was probably someone of great importance. That's... The dwarf woman suddenly smiled and laughed. I'm just joking with you. Being Lil is my best quality. Fit in small places and never be found for days. My name's Dora, by the way, and this is Gunther. Say hi, Gunther. The bartender mumbled and took the money and exchanged it for a room key. Nice. Dora, that's a lovely name for a lovely dwarf. I'm Draco Firestarter, and yes. Draco reached up to shake the dwarf's hand, but Loren quickly slapped his arm away. What do you expect in return for your gold? Why are you helping us? Because you're different. You mean strangers? No, silly. I mean, you're really tall and angry looking. You're an Amazon, right? An Amazon? Oh, that explains the tallness and the angriness. Hold your tongue. I'm a dwarf, so I'm different too. Here's a tip for you since you're obviously new around here. Money always makes you new friends. Thank you for your advice. You're very welcome, miss. Would you perhaps be interested in sticking together? I need all the allies I can get. Saren blinked in surprise at Loren, but Draco frowned immediately. We're in the process of conducting a rather lengthy search. Would you like to accompany me? A trip, huh? I don't know about that. I can't afford to just leave my job here. There will be a substantial reward upon completion. I am Princess Loren of the Amazons. The dwarf's eyes lit up. A princess? Then this sounds very interesting. I've always been a bit of an adventurer, you see. You gained a new party member, Dora, Thief Hunter. And for the first time since Saren had known her, Loren smiled. Aw. I'm glad to hear that. We'd love to have you come along with us. Why did she get a formal invitation where I got a pointy sword to the throat? Loren's demeanor changed when the man approached her with a scowl on his face. I'm a magician and I have amazing skills. Look. He sent fireworks shooting out of his hand. Knock that off! Oops, sorry. You're so persistent. Loren turned to Saren to ask her next question. What do you think we should do? And I'm going to save and just see what this is going to do. But, romance? Well, as long as he isn't trying to seduce you, I see no problem with him being around. She snorted. A man seduce me? I do not believe it to be impossible. Loren looked at Saren briefly but said nothing. Cool, Loren's affection increased. Alright. She returned to Draco, her expression as impassive as it always was when she dealt with men. You may join our group if you are so determined. Ah, stars and moons, my wishes have been granted. Draco, mage elementalist. Calm down. Yes, your almighty Amazon princess ship. Both Loren and Saren sighed in exasperation. The newly expanded group ended up booking 3 rooms from the cranky owner. Draco and Dora each took their own room, while Loren and Saren shared a room. They had both settled down when Loren started to undress from her light armor. She stopped before she removed her top when she noticed that Saren was watching. Saren couldn't help but stare at the princess's beauty. She looked perfect in countless ways. Her body was strong, but she was still always elegant, and everything about her had a sense of confidence and loveliness. He distantly thought that any lovers the woman would take would be very fortunate men, even if she did not love them. She was strong more than just physically. There was no questioning that she was mentally strong as well, for only a person with great strength of heart would deny a royal crown to instead search for a loved one. He remembered how she had said that a man could not seduce her, and when he challenged that, she said nothing. Was there room in her heart for someone other than a woman? For a slave? Turn your eyes away. She glared at him irritably, and then he looked away immediately. Sorry, Your Highness. I don't want to have to tell you again. At least have some humility if you're going to be staying in the same room as I am. Understood. I know decency is difficult for a man like you, but know that I'll kill you if you try anything. I'm supposed to be protecting you. I can take care of myself. The sun disappeared beneath the horizon and the room became completely dark as night came. While the conversation could have gone better, that was the moment when Saren realized just how special Loren was. She was beautiful, deadly on the field of battle, and later in this tale, the one to make the most difficult decision. Saren woke up with a start when he heard several suspicious noises and saw that Loren was already awake, hurriedly getting dressed in her armor. Let me go ahead and see how long we've been playing. 37 minutes. Yeah, let's continue. Get ready to fight. What? Right now? While he sounded surprised, he was already getting ready for the conflict also. We've got trouble brewing. It's probably an assassination attempt. You should have woken up before me if you wanted to earn any respect. Before he had the chance to respond, the glass of the window shattered as several thugs came piling inside. You have no business here. The thugs didn't respond as they reached for their weapons and started to approach ominously. State your names. Despite her stentorian orders, they did not respond. Loren drew her swords without further hesitation and hurried toward the first of the thugs. Be careful, after this battle the party won't have enough time to heal automatically, so you'll start the next one in the conditions you end this one. It is recommended that you save your game now. Alright, so I'm actually going to end off here. I think it's a good place to end. I want to thank you guys for joining me in Chapter 1 here. I hope you'll continue to join me for future episodes, and we'll play this game together. I think it's very interesting so far. I really enjoy the mechanics and the visuals and the dialogue, and definitely the RPG mechanics as well are very good. So thank you so much for watching. Much love, peace, and joy, guys. I appreciate all of you, each and every view. Hope to see you guys next time if you'll feel like sticking around, and catch you then. Take care.